Welcome or welcome back to WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and this is the channel where the watches are the stars. And in this short video, we are going to present you a choice of some of the Patek Philippe novelties, and we're going to present you them in a brief way because we had only limited time to film these watches. Some of the watches aren't even functional. This is not because Patek Philippe wouldn't give us watches that are functioning, but they do not provide to the press all the watches in a functioning way. Why do they do this? To protect these movements, because the movements are always the bottleneck in every production. And if hundreds of hands touch these watches, it's most likely that someone will harm one of the pieces. So this is why some of them are not fitted with functioning movements or they are blocked.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
The first watch I can present you is the alarm travel time reference 5220 RG for red gold -001. It is a travel time watch. It is also a functioning watch. The time was not sufficient that we could manipulate the watch in front of the camera. Apologies for this. But what you see is a new edition of that travel time watch featuring a second hand on the dial pointing at 8 o'clock. This is the second zone time, a possibility to display a second zone time independently to the home time or the local time with the classical hands you see pointing at 10 o'clock and 10 past to 15 past 10. But the watch also features, and this is what makes it so interesting, an alarm function. And it is such a complicated alarm that the watch is ranked among the Grand Complications at Patek Philippe. And what is so cool with it, it is a hammer striking on a classic gong, sounding great. You can not only set a second independent zone time, but also an alarm that will, if you set it for 7 o'clock in the morning, always, of course, then sound 7 o'clock in the morning wherever you are. If you have been traveling from, let's say, Europe to the United States, to New York, 6 hours of time difference, and you are used to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, the alarm will, of course, then sound at 7 in the morning and not earlier, of course, yeah. The world time reference 5330G-001 was initially presented at the Watch Art exhibition, Patek Philippe Grand Exhibition Watch Art in Tokyo in 2023, and now comes as a regular watch into the collection. What is new with this world time reference? The little red hand, a sapphire crystal hand with the red hammer at the end that points at 18 in the moment, is the date indication if you look closely. And now this date indication is always linked to your local time being displayed at 12 o'clock. So if you're using the watch for traveling and you are setting the watch at your local time, wherever you are, the date will be correctly displayed. Meaning if you are going forward, traveling to the west, or traveling back to the east, wherever you land, and then you reset the watch, the date will always be displayed correctly. This is the new thing. And besides this, it is a white gold case. The watch has a dial in blue-gray opaline, and in the center, if you look closely, adorned, it is with a carbon motif. This is the new inline Perpetual calendar reference 5236P, P for platinum, so the case is platinum -010. The manufacturer, Patek Philippe, of course, now is revisiting the platinum model by presenting it with a rose gilt opaline dial of vintage inspiration, presenting faceted baton style applied hour markers and faceted baton style hands, all in a charcoal gray white gold. Depending on the angle of the camera, you can see the color of the hands as described, and what you see and what I said before is it's an inline perpetual calendar, so you can read Saturday the 18th March. You don't have to think twice. Everything is as it should be. First Saturday, then the 18th, and then the month. What else you have on a display? The 3 you see here is the indication of the leap year. In this case, it is wrong because we are in a leap year, but the watch wasn't preset correctly. And the moon phase, I don't know if the moon phase is correctly set for the 18th March, but the watch features, as you see, a moon phase indication. And at 8 o'clock, there is a black point, and this is the day and night indication, so you clearly see if it is day or night. The movement you see is the caliber 31 260 PS. It's an ultra thin self-winding movement. Was awarded 3 patents, and its mini rotor in platinum is dramatically increasing also the winding power. But since it is a micro rotor, it is an extra thin movement, and this is why the entire watch is as thin as it is. This is a new version of the annual calendar reference 5396. GG stands for gris en français, gris, gray, meaning white gold. And yeah, this is a new version in white gold, as I just said, with a blue sunburst style, with a black gradient at the rim, lit discreetly by the radiance of 12 baguette cut diamond hour markers. So you have, instead of classical hour markers, you have baguette cut diamonds, some up to 0.26 carat. It's another way of displaying the time with diamonds. They shine a little bit, they reflect light, so they bring a nice play of light. And yeah, depending on the light, how it falls on the dial, it brings a nice game when you look at the dial. We have dolphin style hands in white gold. This, yes, is, I have to say, not a your bad version for the annual calendar, and probably will find its way on as well women's as men's wrists. This is the Nautilus Flyback Chronograph reference 5980/60G. G stands again for gris, gray, so it is white gold. It is, yeah, the, of course, well-known Nautilus Flyback Chronograph, initially launched in the year 2006, and now this watch comes in white gold with a blue-gray opaline dial, which rounded baton style hands and the baton style applied hour markers stand out. You do also have some superluminova applied, so you can clearly read the time also in darkness. And how do you read time when you're using the chronograph? There is a large mono counter at 6 o'clock displaying the minutes and the hours. So once you start your measurement, you will see that there is a dial featuring 60 minutes, and there is a smaller dial underneath with a smaller hand, and this is the hour counter. So if you are doing measurements, this is how you then read. And of course, in the center, you do have the central second hand swiping over the dial and a date indication. Concerning the straps, yep, there is one in blue-gray calfskin with an embossed denim motif. And there's another one made out of a composite material presenting a fabric motif in blue-gray with contrasting white stitching. So this is how you can buy this Nautilus Flyback Chronograph reference 5980. Thierry Stern seems to like blue, apparently, because there is another watch I'm presenting you. You see now on your screen the AQUON travel time reference 5164G-001. It's an automatic watch with travel time function. So what is special, it's a white gold case, and you have a new dial in blue-gray opaline and a matching integrated strap in a composite material. So it's a caoutchouc or rubber strap. What you can do with the watch, you can easily, by using the push pieces that are integrated on the left side of the case, you can advance the local hour hand, the solid hand, in 1 hour steps. So when you are traveling and you arrive to your new destination, you just adjust the hours by using the 2 push pieces forward and backward, and you have indicated immediately the correct time at the location you are. And the open worked or the not solid second hand will still correctly show you the time at home Of course, you also have two little indications if it is night or day, either in your local destination or at your home time. So easy to read, easy to use, and color scheme wise, thank you Thierry Stern, a nice one. It's blue. On your screen now, the AQUON travel time reference 5269. R stands for red gold. The watch is powered by a quartz movement and is new in the collection in the sense that this watch with diameter of 38.8 millimeters is most likely a watch worn or will be worn by women. I'm not saying that men can't wear it, but it is most likely that women will wear that watch. First of all, due to the combination of blue and red gold. That's a perfect combination for a woman. And of course, easy to use. You just pull out the crown and you can do all the settings and you don't have to worry about winding the watch, etc., etc. It's a quartz watch. Will always show accurately the time. This is a stunning, beautiful watch. It is the rare handcrafts Retrograde Perpetual calendar reference 5160/500. RR stands for rose or red gold. And this is the new execution of a watch that Patek Philippe launched in 2016 in white gold. It features the legendary officer's case, meaning that has a sapphire crystal back protected by a hinged dust cover. You open up and then you close again and you open up and you can see the movement. It is now a reinterpretation of the watch in rose gold with a silvery opaline gold dial. It is a perpetual calendar with a retrograde date hand. Yep, you see that the date when reaching the 31st will jump back to the 1st. You do have the day indication at 9 o'clock, the month at 3 o'clock. You do have the indication of the leap year at 12 o'clock, a moon phase indication. And of course, the entire case is engraved by hand. So very much a sought after watch for collectors and those who are collecting these type of watches. And it will be most likely sold out very quickly, as often it happens with such exceptional watches presented by Patek Philippe. And before I come to an end presenting you the Patek Philippe novelties, I also want to mention that Patek Philippe has strengthened the criteria governing the rate accuracy. If you're interested, please go on the website and check that out. So they are really now pushing the limits and it is quite astonishing the accuracy they are now claiming. Also interesting to know is that from now on, every watch that claims to be waterproof up to 30 meters is, and now listen carefully, if a client is wearing the watch for washing his hands, showering, bathing, swimming, and other aquatic activities, including diving to a depth of 30 meters. And as Patek Philippe says, which corresponds in a large measure to actual utilization. So 30 meters is no longer a threat. In contrary, Patek Philippe now says it's absolutely okay to wear the watch on a daily basis, as I just mentioned. And also announced that Watches and Wonders 2024, starting from May 1st, 2024, Patek Philippe is extending its warranty up to 5 years. And it's no longer 2 years. So if you're buying a watch now, you're getting a 5 years guarantee. So this was Patek Philippe 2024, a little bit brief. I know all the pictures we wanted to take, we weren't able to take. Apologies once again. Still hope you enjoyed our little presentation about the Patek Philippe novelties 2024. Stay tuned on our channel and see you back here soon. Bye-bye.